I how make an intro? Is it like that? I don't know. Street Fighter 5 story. Yeah, there's no story to begin with at all. It's more like story in quotation marks because there's not even like three structures to a story. I mean, sure, there's a beginning, but it doesn't feel like a beginning. It feels like as if I just, you know, somehow found these characters randomly. Second, the middle part or the problem doesn't even exist. It's just like random encounters, and the climax, there is no climax. It just sort of abruptly ends, and there's no actual resolution to a story. There's gonna be an update in March, but that doesn't excuse the fact that this mode is bare bones and empty and just a completely waste of time. Graphics is absolutely gorgeous. It's a consistent step up from Street Fighter 4, and it's such a great way to like utilize Unreal Engine 4, not go for such a realistic look, but make it future proof where in a few years from now you'll look back and it'll still look so gorgeous with the vibrant colors and thick strokes and the brush marks that they use for like the V triggers. It's so well done, and I it is honestly the best part of the game, minus the battle system. The menus, however, are a bit like meh. They're not very flashy or artistic as to is the art style, and it's just basically it's so bare and boring, to be honest. Especially coming off from Street Fighter 4, where it had like cool character art in the background with each menu change, and I don't understand what happened. Still feels like a beta menu. I mean, the whole game feels like it's in beta, to be honest. I don't know why they released it. I also love how the characters look. The art style they chose is more of like an exaggerated look rather than a realistic look. Like, proportions are more exaggerated, as you will see what kind of proportions are exaggerated, but like even with the male characters, like exaggerated muscles and body structure and like bone structure, it's a fun art style. It's fun to look at, even like to admire the details, and as again not those details. Also, the game is super like buttery smooth, 60 frames per second. I've not experienced any like dips in frames so far, and it runs really smoothly. Gameplay is the best playing Street Fighter like in the series. To be honest, it's faster, it's more fluid. I can string combos much easier than in previous installments. Like, I don't feel as if I'm fighting against the game to make my combos and like string combos together, which is really nice. I can blast out Hadoukens left and right and do a Shoryuken. It feels so good and so tight and so precise, and I can see why even like the hardcore fans are really into this and really praising the game. It's definitely a Street Fighter for the modern era. However, everything else, there's basically not an everything else because there's nothing there for the game. It's empty. It feels like it's a beta game, or it feels like an early access game. The game is just, it's so bare bones, and it's like there's no guts, there's no muscle, to say. And it's just, where is the game? I paid full price for a beta game or beta access. It's like this game's been in beta for months now, and it still feels the same. What? What? It. I don't know. Like, seriously, they have the balls to release a beta access game and ask you full price. Like, basically robbed. This is straight up robbery. The game feels like, sorry for the term, anorexic at best, and it's just there's nothing for you to keep coming back. It's like it doesn't feel like crack or cocaine or a drug that every time you take a hit, like, I want more, I want more, I want to keep that high. I just like, I took a bite into it, and I'm like, I want to drop it on the floor, and I don't see the appeal in it anymore, and it's so disappointing. I love Street Fighter. Like, even casual fighting fans love Street Fighter, and it's just, it feels more appealing to the hardcore because that's where the main focus was. But it's just, now it's just alienating for us guys who are joining tournaments or like practicing 6 hours straight in training mode every day. Verdict: just don't buy it. Save your money, buy a couple of indie games online, or like play another game. Me, I'm gonna like play on my Wii U because games that are actually finished and have content. I know a lot of people give flack to Nintendo, but like give them props because when they release a game, it's actually finished. So yeah, final verdict: don't buy Street Fighter. Whew, I'm sweating. See, this is what happens when you live in a hot country. It's really hot. This looks nice, I guess. I don't understand why this comes along with it though. I mean, bad packaging to be honest. This as well is just... It's in the menu. In the game. I paid extra money for this. Who's the idiot then?